We're at the bottom of page 3, just as a reminder of where we're at for those of you that are kind of skipping around through the notes. We're at 1.1, bottom of page 3. That's in the notes, not in the book. Bottom, page 3 of the notes. Okay, so as we move along through the assignment now, we are now going to practice translating into equations. Before, our translation was to expressions. So when it's an equation now, that means there's going to be an equal sign. So at the very least, you know that that has to show up somewhere. And the wonderful word that you want to look for is, means equal sign, gives, result, answer, all of those. A lot of times is the one you're looking for. So we're going to write each sentence as an equation. We're going to be doing some more translating. So you might want to have that table from page 2 of your notes available as we start going through this process here. And we're going to read, we're going to breathe, we're going to read again. We're going to keep our goal in mind, look for keywords and info, change what we see into letters, numbers, and symbols in an order that makes sense to what the problem is given, and then do a look back just to make sure everything's taken care of, we didn't leave anything behind here. So let's just recap that here. As we solve word problems, we want to read, we want to breathe deeply, then we're going to read it again out loud is really great. I know that's not something you can do on an exam, so if you're a real auditory learner, you kind of need to develop an inner voice so that as you read silently, you can kind of hear yourself say those words inside your head. And those of you that are auditory learners, that'll be really helpful for you. Make sure you keep your goal in mind. Then you're going to look for keywords and information that they give you. And then the next step will be to change those words into letters. I'm abbreviating here, numbers, symbols, whatever you need to do. And key to this, very important, order. That the order that you're writing things down in makes sense to what the meaning of the original sentence or story was. And then, of course, you would solve the equation or come up with the answer, use your algebra skills. I'm putting that in parentheses because right now we're not solving. We're strictly just setting up the translation. We'll get there, definitely. For those of you that are just so anxious to use your solving skills, hang in there. We will get there very soon, and we will look back. Always a good thing to do on any type of problem, not just word problems. But take a moment to go, what did I do? Is that what they asked me? Does it all make sense? Okay, so we're going to start here. We're going to read it. And here we are. The sum of twice a number and 9 is 29. Deep breath. The sum of twice a number and 9 is 29. Keeping in mind our goal here, and that is that we're just going to change the words to an equation. Remember, the instructions this time said we were going to come up with an equation. So I know there's going to be an equal sign. So as I look for keywords and info, one of the things I'm paying attention to is there should be a keyword that hints where that equal sign is going to go. And maybe it's already kind of jumping out at you from the page here, but there's that is. Okay, so we know that there's going to be an equals 29 here at some point in our equation. Let's look at what the front part tells us. The sum, that's a keyword that's jumping out here, and sum means I'm going to be adding two things, and there it is, our little of and our and are telling us the two things that are going to be added together. Okay, so of twice a number and 9. Well, the 9 is pretty straightforward here. So my adding, I know I'm going to be adding something and 9. And there's my is 29. The question is, what is it that I'm adding? Let's take a peek here. What's after the of? Twice a number. Well, there's my unknown. So I've got twice a number. Notice I'm just doing kind of baby steps to keep my mind just straight and clear. The sum of something and 9 is 29. The sum of something and 9 is 29. That something, it needs to be translated from twice a number. Twice means 2 times a number will be x. So 2 times x plus 9, in other words, 2 x plus 9 equals 29. Just a thought, and you'll hear me talk about this a couple different times as we go through, but you want to be very clear in your handwriting differences between the multiplication sign and a letter x. Notice I add just a little bit of curve to the x to make it really stand out as a letter. I do the same thing to my y's so they don't look like 4s. I try to make my, not try, but I always put a little thing on my 7 so that it doesn't look like a 1 or anything else, or a greater than sign. So just watch for that, because you don't want to be happily going along and misread your own handwriting and then end up with the wrong answer. So let's do a look back here. This order makes sense because we're adding, and order does not matter on adding, so we'll just take it as they give it to us. First piece plus the second piece, twice a number, and 9 is 29, is 29. So it makes sense. We've done our look back. We're good. Let's translate number 68. 3 less than 4 times a number gives 29. Deep breath. Read it again. 3 less than 4 times a number gives 29. Okay, so once again, our goal is to take the words and translate them to an equation, which means there's going to be an equal sign involved. So some key words here. I don't see an is, but the word that's going to tell me that there's an equal sign is this gives right here. This is going to be our equal sign. Okay, gives 29. So equals 20. And look, it's 29 again. So our equation is going to be something equals 29. So let's look at the front end now. 3 less than, oh, we've had ones like this, haven't we? 3 less than, this hints at subtraction. 4 times a number gives 29. So the question, is it 3 minus 4 times a number, or is it the 4 times a number minus 3? Okay, so once again, you might want to try some, if you don't remember or you don't have the notes in front of you to look back, think it through logically. On a test, you're not going to have notes to look back on. So you want to come up with a skill that'll let you remember it on your own, and simple numbers will let you do that. If I had 3, well, let's see. Let's come back to that in a minute here. Let's translate the 4 times a number here. The number is x, 4 times a number. This is going to be 4x. So my question is it going to be 3 minus 4x, or is it going to be 4x minus 3? Which one represents 3 less than 4 times a number? Now some of you, once you get it to this point, will remember which one it is. But if you don't remember, you can try with a number. Okay, we can try 3 less than 7. And 3 less than 7, I should expect an answer of 4. Now where did I get the 7? I'm just picking a simple number to convince myself which order it is that works. Because these are 2 different values. Okay, 3 less than 7, I should expect an answer of 4. Well, which one gives me 4? 3 minus 7, where the 3 goes first, or 7 minus 3, where the 3 goes second, and the 7 comes first. So 3 minus 7 gives us negative 4. 7 minus 3 gives us positive 4. This is the order that works. The 7 minus 3, where the 3 comes second. So we want the 4x minus 3. 3 less than 4 times a number. 3 less than 7 gives us 7 minus 3, gives us the correct answer of 4. 3 less than 4 times a number. 4x minus 3 is going to be the correct translation of that one. Okay, so it's 3 less than 4 times a number gives 29. And again, as I kind of look back on it, it makes sense. 3 less than 4 times a number gives 29. Okay, very much like when you start learning Spanish and you get to the point where you add adjectives into your vocabulary, you learn that it's just the opposite of English. English, we would say a white house. Spanish, we would say Casa Blanca, house white. Similar with this, we say 3 less than 4 times a number, but mathematically we need to write it as 4x minus 3. So just watch for those little sticky points in translation and build your confidence in that. Okay, we're up to a try problem, so take a moment. Sorry, I keep bumping the tripod. tell somebody, or at least yourself out loud, what you saw happening here. Highlight any questions. Take those to your help resource. Either come to class, or hopefully even someone can help you sooner. Make sure you've got everything copied that you need so that your notes really speak to you when it's time to do the practice problems on your own. And then pause the video so you can try number 64 on your own. Okay, and number 64, here we go. The translation should be 20 minus x equals 5. Didn't mean to cover up the problem there. 20 minus x equals 5 should be the answer. And we'll go over that in class together. I will see you on page 4, or talk to you.